Hello, friends. Yeah, it's kind of a catch-up video because this is stuff from Free Comic Book Day 2023. But yeah, I didn't get around to making a video until now. So a little bit late, but better late than never. And this is, I guess, a bunch that adds up to two short boxes, well, a little over two short boxes. So hit up a bunch of stores around town and we'll go through it one at a time, one stop at a time here. Here we go. So first stop was Book Fair downtown, Book Fair Books. Their bookstore and comic book store. They were doing something like, what was it, like 25% off or 15% off or something on back issues and whatnot. Um, so this is a bunch of like free comic book day and like $1.25 stuff. Swamp Thing, Dollar Comics, More, Rick Veitch, and Alfredo Alcala. Haven't read this yet. A reprint of Walking Dead, 25-cent issue. Haven't read that either. A bunch of these I haven't read yet. Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. Free Comic Book Day, Conan the Barbarian. This was pretty decent. It's... He really looks like John Buscema, the artist. Well, I mean, his art looks like John Buscema's art, of course. What I mean. It was a decent read. Nothing really to like... I guess I'm hard to please, though. Because pretty good, but I didn't find it like great, you know? But best of 2000 AD, this was pretty good. It made me want to like check out more possibly. I guess that's the point of a lot of these free comic book day books, right? So I might do that. Same with this number one greatest hits Judge Dredd Mega City 2. Going through the memory banks here. How did we... Yeah, the art's pretty cool in here. Went to get a Wolverine key that I didn't have. Just trying to complete that. I may as well. This is Wolverine number 10. This is, of course, where Sabretooth and Wolverine fight. And what is he... Why is this a key again? Something about... Is it like the death of Silver Fox? Or he like... I don't know, there's some like nastiness in it anyway. Another back issue, Aliens Wraith by J. Stevens and Eduardo Riso. This was alright, but I gotta complain here. Because look at this. How could you do me like this? The price tag says $7.50 mint, and the price $2.50, which is a cool thing to do. Say how much it's worth mint, and then like say, oh yeah, but you're getting it for this much. Maybe it's not in good condition, but this is a bit much. When I get it home, I find out it's ripped. Come on now. That should be in a dollar bin. I don't really care that much, because it's for reading. They don't usually do anything like that. In all the years, I've never had anything like that happen from that store. So a minor complaint. I don't want to like do them wrong by making it seem like that's typical. That is pretty weird. Here's an issue of Rover Red Charlie. Let's get this focus to work here. Yeah, this is a great series. If you've seen my videos before, I'm sure you've seen me talk about this series. It's awesome. Garth Ennis. Post-apocalypse dogs trying to survive while the humans basically have the crossvirus. Used hardcover Book of Ballads by Charles Vess with various others. This is a great series where they adapt like Middle Ages classic Welsh and British ballads, mythology, folk tales. It's fantastic. It's really wild. I recommend if you're into this kind of thing. I think I have a copy of this already, but for this to be pretty cheap, I was like, I may as well. It's really minty. And when is this from? Like 1990 or something? So, you know, to survive this long, it's pretty cool. Let's see, when's it from? Oh, 2004. Weird. When's the... That's the first printing? Wow. I would have thought this was earlier. That's odd. I would have thought this was much older. That is peculiar. Anyhow. Also got this Hellboy, Darkness Calls. because I'd like to like kind of catch up on Hellboy. I think this is the trade paperback that comes before the Crooked Man. Crooked Man is fantastic. Oh yeah, and Uncanny X-Force, Deathlock Nation, Rick Remender, the writer. This is just straight up fun to read. Let's see here. Just looking for one part. This is just super fun to read. As far as contemporary superhero stuff goes, I'm glad I found this series, because this is one where I'm gonna try to get them all. So this bad guy, I think he's one of the Reavers, what's his name, Skullbuster, comes out of a bar, and he's singing "People dying on the street, but the suburban scumbags, they don't care. They just get fat and dye their hair. I love living in the city." Dude's singing Fear, some old, like, offensive punk rock. They can get much more offensive than that, but Rick Remender keeping it real. And yeah, it's all just super fun to read this. It's not just fan service and Easter eggs, that kind of stuff, but I guess he has good sensibility. Fun to read. I'm going to try to get out the rest of these. The next stop was Red River Books, classic bookshop. If you were to look up used bookshop in say, a hypothetical dictionary, that might be like an archetypal place where stuff is just like stacked from floor to ceiling, and some of it's really dusty, and you kind of have to dig. A lot of stuff is like, generally there's rhyme and reason to the organization for sure, but they just have stuff going in and out of there so much to the point where I don't know if it's even possible to keep it all organized. But yeah, great store, a staple for sure. So this Free Comic Book Day Red Sonja was actually very good. Probably the best non-Frank Thorne Red Sonja that I've read. So this might be one to keep up with, actually. Because a lot of Red Sonja really sucks out there. But this was like, yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with this. Actually pretty compelling. This, on the other hand, this Frazettaverse verse, this is ass. This is fucking garbage. As far as the writing goes. The art's alright though. Oh yeah. But yeah, horrible writing. I love Frazetta so much, I can't even have like any besmirchment on him. This sucks. I have to ditch this. This is going away. I won't even give this away for Halloween. Well, whatever, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I was being too harsh? Probably not. Anyhow, another Free Comic Book Day. I think they had a limit of 3 Free Comic Book Day comics, or 4. But this is Madballs versus Garbage Pail Kids. I haven't read this one yet, but I'll definitely give it a chance. I think they just threw these ones in for free because I don't remember picking these. We Are Legends, DC. Spider-Man 2. Oh yeah, I hit up like they kind of have like a beat up section where books are 75 cents and they're not bagged and ported. So I saw this there, grabbed it. It's my Liefeld. Keep it real, baby. Liefeld love. Keep it up. I know he's a divisive artist though. A lot of people love him or hate him. I don't hate him. Stick around though. Don't click off the video. Okay, here's Daredevil 279. Their their back issue bins were, I think it's like 25% off or 30% off. They always do a thing though where the more you get, the more discount you get. So here's Daredevil number 279, John Romita Jr. era, 278. Women of Goldinger, Spring Break. I was like, yeah, I need to check out some bikini specials and stuff. This looks alright, right? The art, but it's not a bikini special. Bummer, dude. Don't judge me. That'll be a flip. Leatherhead, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles special, Best of Leatherhead. Yeah, I remember this character from the cartoon. Unfortunately, he's not like that in the comic, though. He's not like, that Cajun stereotype where he speaks with a heavy accent and carries a sawed-off shotgun and beat up, like, upturned cowboy hat or straw hat. Instead, he's like a scientist and he's really smart and got trapped in this body. Damn, dude, it's not for me. I wish he was. I wish he was the Cage and Leatherhead from like the cartoon. Got an issue of Conan Saga number 23. Not a bad price here. Oh yeah, Ghost World trade paperback. I already have one of these, but why not for the price? I think it was like $5 or something. People to give that away or sell it, so give it away to a friend. I was like, yeah, I should pull the trigger on these Essential X-Men paperbacks. Holy crap, this camera, man. Get it together, baby. This camera blows. Can you? Anyways, this is Essential X-Men number 5. Hey. These are huge. These are really thick. Why not get them in these like black and white? If you want to get into the line work and catch up on this story. I'm trying to get like a certain amount of the comic books though, kind of like in that format. So I never really was sure if I wanted to get these trade paperbacks because they're gonna take up like a decent amount of space on the shelf, right? But yeah, I said yeah, I will, because I think it was kind of like buy 3 get 1 free, or buy 2 get 1 free even. So not a bad deal. Essential X-Men number 9. And number 10, this is when Jim Lee starts to take over even, huh? It's too bad they do this grayscale, though. I think they should have just kept it straight up black and white as the earlier ones, without any grayscale. Like, I think it looks better like this. A little bit of grayscale there, but, you know? They also have this little paperback, X-Men Target Angel. This reprints some earlier stuff. Gotta like this pocket book format. And last one from there, Call of Cthulhu. I would say that's the way to pronounce it, right? Cthulhu. Right? By H.P. Lovecraft, illustrated by Gianni. Favorite artist for sure. And it looks like he hits up a lot of the pages with illustrations too. It's like every page has one. Madness. Indescribable, unfathomable madness. Okay, next up. Okay, there. Maybe if I light it better, it'll have better focus. So next up was Mighty Comics, way across town there in the Corridon area. And he was doing like half off everything, I think, just about. So yeah, got a full short box of stuff from there. So this free comic book day, The Sacrificers by Rick Remender, which seemed okay. I mean, a lot of the time, issue 1 or act 1 is only gonna like set up the stage and the characters and stuff, so yeah, it's alright. Fright Night, didn't read this one yet. That movie is pretty good though. Extra copy of Frazettaverse because of course at the time I didn't know that I was gonna hate it, so I was like, I'll get 2 copies of that. Extra copy of Red Sonja. Animal Castle Volume 2. Haven't read this, but I think I hear good things about it. Chujin X. This is a horror manga, I guess. Free comic book day, Spider-Man and Venom. Yeah, I guess he just did now. I'll give it a shot. You know, I always want to... Not always, but I do want to, like, know some good contemporary superhero stuff. I organized my stuff by genre lately, and I hardly have any superhero stuff, but I want to... If there's any good stuff, I want to, like, know about it, find out about it, read it, and enjoy it, because I do like Spider-Man and Venom, but I get let down a lot. We'll see. We'll try that. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. These are just like, you know, easy money later, probably, any Star Wars stuff. As well as the officially, like, commissioned or official free comic book day stuff. He actually had a bunch of back issues just on a table for free. and I forgot what the limit was, but it was like 10 or 12 or something. But, people that were there last, he was just like, yeah, just take as many as you want, pretty much. Here's damage, number 4. I know nothing about this. It's Poison Ivy and somebody else, but just on the strength of the cover, of course. A little bit of cheesecake. Doesn't hurt. But it does look kind of action-packed. A bunch of Lobo here, with Simon Bisley cover. Keith Giffen, Alan Grant, and Simon Bisley. Okay, so I guess Bisley does the interior too. Lobo Infanticide. This is Keith Giffen and Alan Grant. I'm not a fan of Alan Grant's writing, it seems, but sorry about the shit talk. Seems like it never really does anything for me, but we'll try. Copy of Excalibur number 10. This comic just keeps finding me. It's meant to be. But yeah, I had this comic as a kid. Let's look through it a little bit, because I don't think we did. And for other videos. Fun comic, man. Fighting an evil Excalibur. Look at that Nazi Nightcrawler. He's even still handsome, even as evil Nazi. Controversial takes, you'll hear him here. Captain Britain, he has to like fight in his old costume when he wasn't so fucking shredded. So his costume's breaking off. Look at that costume, man. How good is this for like a throwaway one-issue design? Yeah. Keep it going. This is a nice back cover too. Still from that free table, Age of X-Man Alpha number 1. Oh, that's a thick issue. Felt like 2. Youngblood Bad Strike File? I don't know what it is. Youngblood something number 1. All New Inhumans number 5. We'll see if any of this new superhero stuff is like good, but I mean, if it's on the free table, I wouldn't get my hopes up too high, of course. The Question number 28. This is Denny O'Neil and Dennis Cowan, Malcolm Jones III. Vertigo Quarterly. What's the deal with these? Are these like just previews? I don't really know what these are. It looks like an anthology. Pardon me. Yeah, just a bunch of like short stories or something. Vertigo usually has some good stuff, right? Especially from like older eras, so I think this is from an older era. 2014. Is that right? Yeah. 2015. See, maybe a good way to find out about interesting things. Batman Hush. Reprint of Batman Hush number 1. I know that's supposed to be like a seminal contemporary classic. I think they said this like rejuvenated or helped save the comics or something. Jeph Loeb and Jim Lee, Scott Williams. Maybe, something like that. Hellboy and the BPRD 1953. Haven't read this yet, but I'll always give the Hellboy universe a chance. Okay, here's a little bit more shit talk. Yeah, the Hellboy universe, it seems like it might be just a little spread too thin. Sometimes I wish there was more quality control and like less quantity and more quality. I do love that universe though and the characters. Hellboy and the BPRD number 1953. This is like an older one, but he had it out there. So a lot of these do accumulate in value in the years following. So even though they're free 1 year, they might actually be worth like a bunch later on. It seems a very common thing to happen. Trencher number 1. Is it Keith Giffen? I forget. Grimjack number 5. Is this Tim Sherman? I think so, right? What year is this? December 1984? Wow. Anyhow, let's keep going. Oh yeah, so he has like a bargain bin also. Where he kind of just like you bring up a stack and then he'll just like make you an offer. And usually it's pretty good. It seems like it turns out to be like 25 cents a book most of the time. The first X-Men, this is Neal Adams doing the X-Men, which is weird. Christos Gage is usually like a pretty good writer too. Let's try to fix this focus. Yeah, there. It's better now. Ish. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood. This is common, like, a recent thing where they're doing, like, black, white, and red, basically, for a lot of these. Who's in here? Peach Momoko. Kevin Eastman. Sweet. Let's take a quick look at that. This is Momoko, of course. Hell yeah, brother. Cool. Alright, I forgot about this. Check this out. Sorry, going through these. It's like, everything's a little bit dusty, got me a little congested. It's from that same, like, kind of quarter bin. Visit the Ghost Manor, some Charlton horror anthologies. Ghost Manor number 62. Yeah, and half off. So he was having half off all of his back issues, and basically if there was no price on them, it was just half off the cover price. So that's pretty damn cheap, man, because, you know, when you get back in the day, so there's $1. Excalibur number 1 is Joe Madureira. Let's take a quick look. This is like kind of past my era of reading stuff. I kind of dipped out of Marvel in the early 90s, or around 1990 or 91. Who did this? Where's the dang credit page, motherfucker? Here we go. Oh, Warren Ellis, writer. Ken Lashley, penciler. We'll see about that. Yeah, just half off everything. Young Monsters in Love. So this is a Kelly Jones cover, yeah. But it's like an anthology of the kind of more darker horror characters, and I guess the common thread is that they're kind of like love stories or have to do with love. So you got the Demon, Creature Commandos, iVampire, Dead Man, of course, hell yeah, Swamp Thing, Raven, Solomon Grundy, Man Bat, Frankenstein. With let's look at the artists. You got Kelly Jones in there, Guillaume March doing the Dead Man story, cool. And Paul Dini wrote it. I think he was one of the key co-writers or co-animators in the Batman animated series. James Robinson writing the Creature Commandos. We'll have to see about that. A David Lapham Punisher story. Punisher Tiny Ugly World. This was like a little bit too fucking gross for me, man. It's just like a serial killer that is a next door neighbor to Punisher. Punisher doesn't know, but he kind of wants Punisher to notice him. Or he like looks up to him or something in a weird way. It's gross, man. Ugh. See, I don't like when they go too far. I like David Lapham, but he went too far in like the cross stuff too, with like incest and like genital mutilation and stuff. Like, it sounds like it might be interesting, but I don't know if maybe I'm like not intellectually sophisticated enough to understand it. I think it's just kind of played for the shock. I don't know if it's really like good writing. Usually he's a good writer though, but yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know, if you read it, tell me what you think, but this one will be like a flip, not staying in the collection, not up to par in my opinion. Warren Ellis's Gravel Combat Magician. Oh yeah, there's like, he has an Avatar section. I got some more from there, I'll check, see that too. Skull and Bones. This art looks pretty good. I've yet to read it though, because tons of words, dude. Too many words. If I want to read tons of words, I'll read an actual book. I don't think comic stories necessarily are good writing when they have like too many words, man. Should be balanced, but you've heard me rant on that. I do read books, I promise you, I swear. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood, number 3. Ennis, and some others. Excalibur, Mojo, Mayhem. Yeah, just half cover price for this. That's pretty cool. You got Arthur Adams and the X-Babies. What's the cover price? I don't know. I think this was only like... Okay, $4.50 it says. So this was $2.25 in this day and age. Not bad. Excalibur number 1. Because my other copy is a little bit beat up. So... 75 cents for this. Because he does half off the American price. Yeah. Psychodrama Illustrated, one of the Hernandez brothers. This will be an interesting read, I suppose. What? Okay, and he also has a bunch of comic sets. Again, if they're not priced... Oh, wait, this isn't part of that. My bad. We'll get to that. Prophet Earth War number 1. So this was $2. Not bad. Who are these? Who is this again? Is it like Brandon Graham and some others? Kind of doing like a Mobius-y kind of style. Lady Rawhide Ashcan. These Lady Rawhides actually, like, they looked really stupid to me for years, but once I actually read one, I was like, damn, I want to read more. This is Esteban Roto, the artist, too. Is he Italian or Spanish? I forget. I think it's... Forgive me if I'm really getting that wrong by not knowing the difference. Yeah, I'll actually look forward to reading this. I usually don't really care for westerns a lot, but I've been finding more and more westerns that are fun to read. Oh, baby. That don't hurt neither. And that daddy like. So this is a Thing and She-Hulk, The Long Night, and it's illustrated by David Finch. But man, it's like so generic. So this will be a flip. He had a bunch of Puma Blues, so filling the holes in that collection. Puma Blues number 1, number 23. Yeah, still with the half price back issues, may as well get a bunch of Uncanny X-Men and filling holes in that too. 217. 223, 259, 279, yeah, 50 cents, can't beat it. Matt Wagner and Michael William Kaluta doing a recent Madame Xanadu story arc, so this will be something I'll be interested in checking out. I'll always check out Michael William Kaluta. So this is Madame Xanadu number 11, number 12. The Ravening. Yeah, that Avatar section. A lot of the time the Avatar books, I'm like, damn, dude, that's a lot of money to pay for a book, but I used to hate Avatar, but I'm coming around. Or, my bad, this is actually Boundless, which is more like their adults only branch. But yeah, it's about like what you'd think. Horror and how would Pop call it? Naughtiness, right? Peach Momoko Demon Wars number 1, Down in Flames. I think there's a variant cover possibly, or a variant. There might be a bunch of variant like non-incentive ones. Yeah, Mercury Heat. I've never read any Kieran Gillen, but this is fun as hell to read, man. This is one of the better sci-fi action-adventure series that I've read in like quite a while. It's super fun to read. So yeah, after I got these, I went back after to get more. So that was issue 0, and this is issue 1. But I did go back after and got as many as I could later. Crossed 100, number 8. Yeah, Crossed 100. So there's, yeah, I guess there's drama with like Suspiria and Comicsgate, but aside from that, he took over this after Alan Moore. So it's basically like, I don't know, Alan Moore must have had the, what do you call it, outline and stuff for him to work with, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with this series. This series rules, man. Cross 100 is the shit as far as horror goes, and the zombie genre is oversaturated, of course, but this is not like nothing else. Cross 100. You know what? Once I'll go into that further later. Rover read Charlie. I love this series so much that I will get the single issues. It's good as single issues and trade paperback, so this is fucking fantastic. So it's great to get these. I think between this and the other store, I'm only missing one issue now out of the 5 or 6. Yeah, so his comic book sets, they're not like, if they're not priced, they're half of, like, they're either half of what the price is or half of the accumulated cover price. Wolverine and Punisher Revelation. So yeah, this art looks wicked, right? And who doesn't love Wolverine and Punisher? But apparently this is like one of the worst Punisher or Wolverine comics ever written. A lot of people say people say it's awful. I guess I'll have to like be the judge myself. It looks wicked, man. Look at how it looks really good. But yeah, I can't really justify having anything in my collection that isn't like a good reading experience as well. So we'll see. Set of Gifts of Night, all 4 issues. Paul Chadwick and John Bolton. So this looks like just like some kind of fantasy or medieval kind of like, is it historical or a fantasy? Maybe drama, or I don't know. I like those two creators though. So this will be something. The Gambit miniseries. I was like, yeah, for $10 I can, and it's written by Claremont, and I guess look at this, it takes place when Gambit was hanging out with Storm, and they're like doing fucking crimes and shit. I hope so anyway. But yeah, for this price, I'm sure I can get more if I don't like it. Fight Girls by Frank Cho and Sabine Rich. This was like, I think I've read the first couple so far, and it's kind of like Cheesecake adventure, I guess I'd say, kind of comedic. Almost like Battle Royale or Hunger Games kind of premise, where these athletic like babes all have to be on a weird kind of sci-fi island. And what's it called? And then and like have to deal with obstacles and see who comes out on top. They're always in, kind of hot poses and stuff, showing off their assets. It was alright, the issues I've read, so we'll see if it's a flip or not by the end. The art's quite good, though. So, a series of Storm Shadow here, written by Larry Hama. I found an issue of this way back in the day, and I was like, man, this rules, so got the set. On hindsight, though, it's alright. It's pretty good. But I guess when I read it as like a youngin', I was more stoked. Reading it as an adult, I'm like, meh. Maybe it's a little too far-fetched. But it's cool how, like, say he has to go through, this like post 9/11, he has to like travel through the airport and try to conceal with his weapons or not have weapons, and then like as soon as he lands, he has to acquire some and deal with the underworld and shit. There's some good bits in here. The set of Marvel 1 to 6. This is like Alex Ross does the covers, and they're different. It's anthologies, so it's a bunch of short stories inside, and they're all like good artists and writers in here too. So Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Here's a classic. You can't go wrong with this ever. This might be like my third set of these. I always just I always have to have one and then have like a couple to like sell or whatever. Because it rules. This is super fun. Alan Moore writing Violator and Bart Sears, the artist. Too bad Greg Polo had to take over for the end. He didn't do a bad job, but the Bart Sears is just so fucking sick, man. You know what? Let's look through a little bit, because if you haven't seen this before, you should. What the hell are you doing? Pardon me a second. Let's make some room here. Better zoom here. They're like, oh wait, there's issue 2. Where's issue 1? Is this issue 2? Yeah. Let's look through issue 1 actually. There's the one where he like has the guy's fucking head to rigor mortis. He punches the guy through the head and then the rigor mortis makes it stuck on his arm for like a good part of it. Yeah, his demon brothers are monitoring him by pools of blood of virgins in hell. They're just staring into the pools of blood. Runs afoul of the mafia in typical 80s movie fashion. They give him concrete shoes, but he manages to use his wiles and escape, of course. Yeah, man. And he's funny, too. Yeah, that's it. Great job. This is good as hell, man. This escalator fight is pretty good. Sorry, going through all these boxes with dust has got me. So yeah, his demon brothers managed to get him, and he's trapped in his human form because punishment he can't transform into demon form. And they all want to kill him in typical demon family fashion, but so he's a bit screwed at the end of issue 1 and throughout it. Well, no spoilers. Be right back. All right, and half off the American cover price for trade paperbacks too. You can't beat that. Johnny Ryan's Triple X Scumbag Party, Volume 2 of the collected Angry Youth comics. Have you ever read Angry Youth comics? Because if you like laughing your ass off, you need to. This is just non-stop hilarity, man. Well, I mean, if you... I guess you have to have a certain kind of humor, but let's see. Say maybe if it was like those Adam Sandler kind of comedy albums or a Cumtown podcast. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know why this shit like makes me like fucking cry laughing sometimes. It's so good. And I think Angry Youth Comics is kind of like him maybe at his best a lot of the time too. I mean, he does a lot of stuff like there's Blackie Yuccarella and other stuff that he's done in like on different venues, but Angry Youth Comics is like I don't know, it seems like his purest or like his most like him. It's just fucking. I mean, like, sometimes they're not as funny as others, but there's a lot of times that they're just so goddamn funny, man. Half off the cup. How much is this? Well, $10 anyway. But I have these in single issues, but it's nice to be able to have these just to, like pull this off the shelf or whatever. If friends can like pull them off the shelf and shit too. Yeah. Anyhow, could go on and on. Could look through that whole thing, I promise. Um, an extra copy of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, because why not? I tried out this first trade paperback of Saga because people recommend it a lot. Maybe I would have to read more to like get into it. I thought it was alright. Side. Clone by David Schillner and Juan Jose Rip. Holy crap, this phone sucks dick, man. I can't believe this garbage. How is it like way newer than my old phone, but it still sucks so horribly? Apologies. So this was alright. Maybe I'll try to reread it again. It was alright. Sci-fi action. Is I. But yo. Crossed 100, I'm telling you. I was like, I'll get extra copies because they're brand new. I'll just like resell them or give them to friends or something. Yeah, again, I'm not familiar with like the drama and Sci-Spurrier and stuff. These are all fantastic though. These are really good. There is some Sci-Spurrier too that I've gotten recent stuff like that like was very mediocre though, but like this is just fuck man. It still feels like Alan Moore writing, and I know that might be blasphemy to say, but it's so goddamn good, man. Yeah, so Crossed. It's insane. Just read Crossed. Read Crossed 100 or Crossed 3D. I took a chance on these Wish You Were Here because I heard that it might actually be some of the best in the Cross series as well. And it is really good. These guys are like trapped. They're like kind of like hiding out on an island in Scotland. Where the currents basically make it that the Cross can't like get to it. But you know, things start to go wrong, of course, and they have to venture off the island, and personalities clash and whatnot, of course. They go back to this chick who was a nun that the guy, I guess it's kind of midway spoilers, he was like falling in love with. But she has turned crossed and she's stalking him now, trying to make life hell for him on the island. And yeah, there's a lot of intricacy and weirdness that entails. It's really good. Volume 4. And of course the cross disease, it is kind of like, if you're not familiar with the series, it's like a zombie disease, but instead of being a zombie, which, yeah, zombies are played out as hell. Who would want to read that? But it makes people basically criminally insane, or like they're extremely psychotic and violent and like sexual mutilation to anyone and themselves, and just as insane as you could possibly get, basically turning the world into like complete horror. And they retain like their knowledge and level of intelligence and cleverness, but they're just also like you know, kind of rabid, like with violence and sex. It's horrible. You can only do this on the Avatar line because it is like you know, if you can never have a movie of it because you can't have, it wouldn't be R-rated, it wouldn't even be NC-17, it would be X, triple X, but like not, it's like not even, it doesn't like turn you on. It's just despicable. But you know, at the best of times, it is actually entertaining. I don't know, there's something to me about good horror that when it's not like gratuitous or too trashy, like this is definitely, it could be construed as trashy, but I don't know, good horror is like, it's kind of comforting. It's like a cold night with like cocoa under a blanket or something. Good horror, I don't know what it is. So this Crossed, when it's good, it can satisfy that need for me, to me. Yeah, again, half off with the old trade paperbacks, and I used to have all of these, but I want to get, I like these like first print because it's what I had when I was a kid of these preachers, so I'll definitely like say yes to those when I can. May as well rebuild that series. In some ways it is like kind of dated, but it still definitely has its charm, and like a lot of good stuff going on in it. Pardon me. Yeah, again, so this is the reprint trade paperback anniversary 10th anniversary hardcover of the first Cross series. And yeah, so pretty cheap. I guess $17.50. Maybe it was even less, actually remembering. But yeah, this being the first Cross, it is pretty good. Oh man, you can even hear the spine like cracking of being open for the first time. This is when they find out one of them is like basically like really intelligent. One of the leaders of one of the Cross groups is following them. Not bad. I saw this there too, the greatest Joker stories ever told. And again, I'm not even like a super big superhero guy, but I think this is a first print, so why not, right? Holy crap, it's like the spine is not even... It's like it hasn't even been opened, really. I think my cousin had this when I was a little kid, and I always like wanted to check it out. Yeah, so this looks like it goes back through the years to really old stuff. Kind of printing, I guess what was seen at the time of at least this printing as like the seminal, iconic Joker issues up to that point. Sorry again about the congestion, all the dust. So we'll see what that's like. Maybe not my thing, but should be easy to get value for, even if not. Barbarella trade paperback from Humanoids Press. This is a pretty awesome score, man. Cause what's the price on here? 23 US, so 11.50 Canadian, huh? Yeah, and it reprints the original French Barbarella stuff. But again, another controversial name if you translated it. I don't know. Again, I'll just separate the art from the artist. I don't give a shit. That to me is the most important thing, and that's the basis of any, that's the root of any, what's that shit called? Controversy. Anyway, right? If, why is the comics industry in such rough shape? The quality of work or not, so we'll see. But yeah, this should be something. Maybe this is more like for chicks though. It seems like it's more like kind of chick kind of fantasies or something. She's always just meeting handsome dudes everywhere. We'll see. Lastly, Sons of El Topo Volume 1. So this is Jodorowsky and a name I'm not familiar with. I guess that would be Ladrone. You gotta get any Jodorowsky anytime you see it. And I guess it's a sequel to the old movie. The old psychedelic western, El Topo. Cool. Looks like it's done in kind of that European western style. Yeah. Okay, so that does it for this video. There'll be way more to come. I actually have been organizing my my stuff to go through here, and there's still way more. But each time we get through this, it's good. We can kind of organize stuff and keep stuff, get rid of stuff, and keep feeding the beast. Keeping those gears and wheels turning. Keep good stuff coming in and bad stuff moving out. So thanks for watching. Stick around if you like more, and happy hunting out there. Hope you find some cool stuff that you were looking for and cool stuff that you didn't even know you were looking for. Alright, cheers. See you next time.